Welcome back to another news video. This week, we're talking about some exciting Switch 2 rumors regarding pricing and potential release window, Xbox leaks regarding user enhancements for Windows on handhelds, and the amazing AI tech previewed by Nvidia in its Zora demo. Plus, the bonus round covering the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, the horrific trailer of the new Silent Hill F, and more. All news articles sourced for this video will be linked down in the description below. Like, sub, do all the YouTube things. Let's get into it. Our first news story comes from Bloomberg via the Game Post, and industry analysts are trying to predict what Nintendo's next move is going to be. The Switch 2 is still a ways off. Rumors around it have been building up since its initial reveal back in January of 2025. First off, we're hearing speculations of a $400 price tag, considering that the Xbox Series X and the PS5 base consoles are $499 USD. Let's also keep in mind that the current Nintendo Switch is priced at $299 USD. I think a $400 price tag for the Switch 2 makes sense. You've got newer hardware, some new features. It's obviously going to be more performant than the Switch, but probably not as powerful as the Xbox Series X or the PS5. Again, though, this is all rumors. These analysts are also saying that the Nintendo Switch is probably going to launch June of 2025. That's roughly 3 months away from the recording of this video. So there's some room for things to maybe change, but it's definitely something to keep on our radar. Now, about the games. This next one got people really excited, and it's in regards to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This next one comes from GameRanks. A leaker known as Kiwi Talks on Twitter is pretty confident that it'll be showcased in the next Switch 2 Direct. To quote, "In less than a month, in the Switch 2 Direct, you'll see that Nintendo and Retro were keeping their cards close to their chest with Metroid Prime 4 for this exact moment. The true unveiling will blow everything else in the Direct out of the water." Nintendo are constantly tweaking Directs, right down to the last minute. But as of now, I am 90% certain it will be in the Direct. Close quote. So Nintendo has mentioned that there will be full backwards compatibility between Switch and Switch 2 titles for most. So I don't think we'll see any exclusive content for the Switch 2. More than likely we'll see better graphics, faster load times, and this is just rumors, so please keep that in mind. We'll just have to wait and see, really. Some more games that have been predicted to release within the year include a new Mario Kart, a 3D Mario game, and a new Pokemon Legends game. We've also got more support coming from third-party publishers like Ubisoft, EA, Bandai Namco, Capcom, Sega, and even Microsoft, who are all considering bringing their big AAA titles to the Switch 2. Rumors aside, Nintendo's got a lot going on. We've got the Switch 2 on the horizon, with all the rumors and speculations that you would expect with a console release. The next Nintendo Direct will be on April 2nd, in which we'll get the confirmed final price, release date, and first wave of games. That's just around the corner, so keep an eye out for that. I'll make sure to report on it here, so subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. Oh, and one final Nintendo bit of news. It's not a rumor. Nintendo's making some changes to their gold points system. Starting in March 2025, those points are going to expire. So if you're like me and you've let all those points add up and you haven't done anything with them, you might want to start thinking about what you want to do with those points and spend them before the end of the month. Consider this a heads up before you lose them all. So the handheld gaming scene is heating up, and it's clear that SteamOS is really leading the charge. Valve's Steam Deck has shown just how powerful and user-friendly a dedicated handheld operating system can be. We're hearing rumors that Xbox might be making a move to tackle the biggest pain points in using a Windows handheld gaming device. This comes from Windows Central. Instead of a traditional Xbox handheld, rumors suggest they're focusing on making Windows 11 a much smoother experience on these devices. This is a big deal. Anyone who's tried to game on a Windows handheld device knows the struggle. Drivers, compatibility, performance, these things can all be a real headache to deal with on a handheld device. By tackling these issues head on, Xbox could potentially open up the Windows handheld market to a much wider audience. This PC gaming OEM or original equipment manufacturer would be provided to third parties like Asus, Lenovo, MSI. This would allow them to make the hardware running their new and improved Windows/Xbox operating system. This cuts out the additional bloatware that comes with these devices like the Lenovo Legion Go or the Asus ROG Ally. Similar to Lenovo's partnership with Steam to use their SteamOS on a hardware SKU, this has the potential to help Microsoft test and develop their new handheld operating system, which could lead into a more successful launch of an in-house Xbox branded gaming handheld for the future. This is especially important considering Valve's continuing success with Steam OS. They've proven that a well-optimized operating system can make a world of a difference for handheld gaming devices. SteamOS is the competition, so Xbox needs to step up their game with their Windows operating system on handhelds. If Xbox can deliver a similar level of polish for Windows, it could be a game changer. It's a smart move for them, especially given the shift of Xbox's overall strategy. They're moving towards making the Xbox experience accessible across all platforms, and a refined Windows handheld experience fits perfectly into that vision. Maybe we'll finally see some competition against Steam in providing a true PC gaming platform. For the last bit on this topic, this is in regards to the Xbox console front. There's a bit of a different story. Some players are feeling less enthusiastic about the next Xbox console. It's not that they don't love Xbox and their consoles, but there's a sense that Microsoft's focus is shifting and changing as Xbox expands its reach across PC, mobile, and cloud. The role of a traditional console seems to be changing as well. Microsoft has stated they aren't done making consoles, and their next one could be a game changer. Phil Spencer has teased in previous interviews the desire to support third-party storefronts on Xbox hardware, like having Steam available on Xbox consoles. Xbox President Sarah Bond is also still promoting backwards compatibility with legacy Xbox games too. It's still a ways out, but we can at least consider this all a preview of what's to come from Xbox. The gaming industry is witnessing another technological advancement with the integration of artificial intelligence, especially in the realm of graphics. Coming from PC Gamer, Nvidia's expanded Zora demo serves as a compelling example of this revolution. It showcases a scene rendered entirely with ray tracing, a traditionally computationally intensive process. Wow, that's a mouthful. Without any rasterization. The demo's amazing accomplishment is that this purely ray traced rendering is not only visually impressive, but also much faster than conventional rasterization. This indicates a potential future where AI-driven rendering could become the norm, fundamentally altering how games are developed and experienced. The practical impact of AI on graphics is already upon us with the widespread use of Nvidia's deep learning supersampling, or DLSS technology. According to recent data, 92% of Nvidia users using RTX 50 series cards and have the Nvidia app installed are actively using DLSS. This high adoption rate demonstrates the power of AI upscaling, improving and enhancing both performance and visual fidelity DLSS allows games to render at lower resolutions and then upscale them using AI, resulting in a sharper image and smoother frame rates without sacrificing much of the visual quality. While these are great wins for AI in gaming, there are some downsides with how it's being used in the creation of games. As reported by Windows Central, the increasing use of AI in gaming raises important ethical considerations, especially on the art and performance side of development. Ashley Birch, known for her portrayal of Aloy in the game Horizon Zero Dawn, has voiced concerns about the potential misuse of AI in voice acting and character representation. She highlights the risks of AI being used to replicate or manipulate voices without consent, potentially undermining the creative contributions of voice actors. This concern extends beyond voice acting to encompass broader questions about the responsible use of AI in game development. As AI technologies are improving and coming better, it is important to set some ethical guidelines and safeguards to make sure that AI is used to enhance rather than replace human creativity. In the end, I believe AI's potential to revolutionize gaming is undeniable, but its use and integration must be guided by ethical considerations to ensure a positive impact on the industry and its creators. All right, that wraps up our main news stories for the week. Hang tight though, we're about to go into the bonus round of quickfire news stories. Also, if you're enjoying this video, do me a favor and help support the channel by hitting the like button. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me and I appreciate it, so thanks. Assassin's Creed Shadow is here. It has launched and the reviews are rolling in. The game is currently averaging around 80 on Metacritic scores, and even on Steam, it's currently rated as very positive. And you know what? That is not a bad thing. Not every game needs to be a 90. Those are reserved for very special cases. There's plenty of games rated around 80 that were huge successes. Valhalla, for example, with its 80 score, was a massive hit. So scores don't always tell the whole story. Though it is important to bring up that Ubisoft's stock is suffering as of late. So as a company, they're really hoping that Shadows does well. This is the Samurai Ninja Assassin's Creed game that everybody's been wanting from the franchise for years. And unfortunately, Sucker Punch beat them to that with Ghost of Tsushima. They set a really high bar, so we'll see how this goes when it comes to setting a standard for these kinds of games. That said, the game is reviewing decently well, and with some critiques stating the repetitive nature of some quests, one of the big positives is the visual fidelity of the game. On console, it's running pretty well, and they are using ray tracing for very specific things like reflections and GI bounce lighting, GI global illumination. And then even on PC, the game is stutter free, so long as you're running the game on minimum spec requirements. So Shadows is supposed to be less sprawling than Valhalla, and the dual protagonist setup is pretty cool. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since the second one, but this one does have me interested in giving it a shot. This one comes from Games Radar. Silent Hill F is shaping up to be a truly terrifying experience based on its ESRB rating. The description paints a vivid picture of extreme violence. Characters with their faces ripped apart, another burned alive inside of a cage, and even entrails and sinew displayed on serving platters. Yeah, this level of graphic detail describes a game that won't shy away from visceral horror. Additionally, the producer Motoi Okamoto has been vocal about wanting to return the series Silent Hill to its original Japanese horror roots. To quote, "I believe the Silent Hill series was born out of blending the essence of Japanese horror with the essence of Western horror. However, as it was based in the West for the longest time, it felt like the Japanese influence was fading." And so this made us think, what if we go in the opposite direction and make it 100% Japanese horror? And this game is the result, close quote. This renewed focus on Japanese horror could mean a shift in storytelling, visual design, and even the types of psychological terrors players will experience. With its brutal ESRB rating and a commitment to its Japanese origins, Silent Hill F is bound to deliver a distinct and intense horror experience. I can't wait for this. This came in hot while I was finalizing my script. Saber Interactive is publishing the next Painkiller, and it's being developed by Anchar Studios and 3D Realms. We got an action-packed trailer showcasing visceral FPS combat, exploding hordes of demons, gothic-themed environments, and even some larger-than-life boss-looking encounters. This is standard affair for Painkiller, and with the success of the latest Doom reboots and other modern boomer shooters, it makes sense to bring back Painkiller. It's been like 20 years, if not more. I believe the original came out back in like 2000. A standout feature of the new Painkiller is allowing up to 4-player cooperative play, so that should help it stand out from others in its genre. This is planned to release in fall of 2025. It's going to come out on PS5, Xbox Series X or S, and PC via Steam. Can't wait to see more details for this in the future. This one comes from PC Gamer. It's always heartwarming to hear how a role can truly transform someone's life. And that's exactly what happened for the voice actress who played Lady Dimitrescu? Dimitri, big vampire lady in Resident Evil Village. Maggie Robertson has been incredibly open about how the role changed her life and the impact the character had on players back in 2021. Beyond the personal transformation, she also recognizes the role's significance in raising awareness and solidarity for her craft. She recently participated in a panel of voice actors to share her experiences and share why it's important to support their craft during the SAG-AFTRA strike currently ongoing within the gaming and entertainment industries. She's used her platform to highlight the challenges faced by performers in the gaming industry, emphasizing the importance of fair compensation and working conditions, especially with the rise of AI, something which we covered earlier in the video. Interestingly, her performance as Lady Dimitrescu, I think we'll just stick with that for now. Her performance as Lady Dimitrescu was informed by her background in Shakespearean acting. She brought a sense of theatrical drama and grandeur to the character, drawing on her experience with classical texts and larger-than-life characters. This blend of theatrical training and modern game performance created a truly memorable and iconic character. To quote, "I had no concept at that time of what being in a video game could offer me in my career, in my life. My only intention was to do the best work that I could do and honestly not make a fool of myself. And then to see the way that she was embraced by audiences, it was just very surreal. It really truly changed my life in every possible way." Close quote. It's a reminder of how powerful games can be, not just for us as players, but for the people who bring these characters to life. And it's a great feel-good way to end the news. So that's a wrap for this week's news. I'm trying out a new format, as you can see, if you've been watching my videos. Would love to hear your feedback. Any comments regarding any of the topics we covered today, please leave them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, share it with friends, and subscribe for more great gaming content. And if you're looking for more content from this channel, check out this recommended video right here. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.